For 96 years, this was one of the most fiercely guarded 8 minutes of film ever made. A single cartoon that helped rewrite American copyright law. And then, one quiet January morning, the world was suddenly allowed to copy it for free. This is how the most protected mouse on Earth slipped its leash. The film itself is gloriously simple. A scrappy little mouse pilots a steamboat, gets bossed around by a big cat captain, and turns a barnyard full of animals into living musical instruments. There is no plot to speak of. But in 1928, audiences had genuinely never seen or heard anything quite like it. Here's the real magic. Steamboat Willie was one of the first cartoons with sound fully synchronized to the picture. Every whistle, every thump, every squeak landed exactly on the beat. Cartoons had moved before, but now they could keep time. And that one trick electrified everyone who saw it. When it premiered in New York, the reaction was explosive. People weren't just watching a mouse, they were watching the future of the medium arrive in real time. The synchronized sound made the gags hit harder and the world feel alive. Almost overnight, the little mouse became a star. This short is Mickey Mouse's theatrical debut, the first time the public ever met him on the big screen. From a wobbly steamboat deck, an entire empire would eventually grow. But in 1928, he was just a fast, cheeky, rubber-hose cartoon mouse with a mischievous grin and perfect rhythm. Walt Disney understood exactly what he had. Mickey wasn't just a character, he was the foundation of everything that followed. So Disney guarded this mouse with a ferocity that became legendary. As long as Mickey was protected, the company that bears his image stayed protected too. Here's the catch with copyright. It does not last forever. Every creative work is supposed to eventually fall into the public domain, where anyone can use it freely. For Steamboat Willie, that clock started ticking the moment it was made. And as the years passed, the deadline kept creeping closer. But the deadline kept moving. Across the 20th century, United States copyright law was extended again and again, pushing protection further into the future. Each time the mouse got close to freedom, the finish line seemed to slide a little further down the road. The most famous extension came in 1998, a law that added decades of protection to older works. People noticed the timing, and noticed who benefited most. They gave it a nickname that stuck for good, the Mickey Mouse Protection Act. A whole copyright law named after a single cartoon, and then the extensions ran out. On January 1st, 2024, the original 1928 Steamboat Willie finally entered the public domain. After nearly a century, the most protected cartoon in history became free for anyone on Earth to copy, share, remix, and build upon. The clock had finally run all the way down. But read the fine print because it really matters. Only this specific 1928 short is free. The modern, rounded, white-gloved Mickey you know from today is a different, still protected design. The old film is yours. The Mickey you grew up with is not. There's a second trap, and it trips a lot of people up. Mickey is also a trademark, and trademarks don't expire the way copyrights do. So you can use the 1928 cartoon, but you can't slap Mickey on your brand or pretend your product is official. Free to watch, not free to franchise. So why does an 8-minute mouse cartoon matter so much? Because it shows the whole tug of war at the heart of culture. Creators deserve to profit, but the public eventually deserves the work too. Steamboat Willie spent 96 years as the symbol of locking things up, and now it's a symbol of letting them go. A scrappy mouse on a steamboat became the most fought over film in history, and now he belongs to all of us, with a few important strings attached. If you love these strange, true stories hiding inside old movies, you're in the right place. This is The Real Vault. Subscribe and let's crack open the next one together.